All right, and welcome back. So, last time we left off, the crew had discovered that the mysterious lights at the abandoned fort on a cliff near the river Diaspor, north of Crystal Harbor, was in fact a series of will-o'-the-wisps that comprised the what turned out to be the friendly spirit of deceased researcher Alden Locke. They learned some things about the effects of the mysterious crystals that had been popping up around places, which they learned had been named mist glow prisms. They were able to be identified by friendly gem sellers Brilliant and Baubles when they brought them back. They also learned that someone else, whose name they were not able to get, had been inquiring about them. And mysterious dragon statuette that they recovered off of a magical chessboard returned to their pockets. All the damage that they had seen in Brilliant and Bauble shop very rapidly repaired. And we left off outside the shop deciding what to do next.
Well, should we head to the next hall, or should we be looking into these Dr. Whitlock and Professor Ashford?
What is your preference, Lyris?
I suppose I'd like to learn what I can, so maybe we should prioritize them.
Researchers?
Yeah.
If we do that, it would help us to have more information to pass along anyway, so that does make sense.
That's true.
So, weren't we a little bit concerned about continuing to stick our noses into all of this? It seems like there may be some people who don't want us to be doing so.
Well, there's too many dangerous things going on to leave it be. We're going to have to make sure that whatever's going on between, this stuff infecting people and this ancient warlord who seems to be involved in it and everything else, someone's got to do something, and I don't know. I usually default into that position.
Sooner that we let the other halls know, it's going to take some of the, not pressure, but they're going to be less concerned about just us because now we're not the only ones that know about this, right? There's going to be other people behind the scenes that are trying to look into it, trying to resolve the issue or what have you.
Yes, it might actually help to expose whoever has been, working against us behind the scenes.
So, Wade, you would know, and you may remember from last time, that the spirit of Alden Locke indicated that they were in some way associated with the Hall of Weave, and the rather eccentric ancient archivist now working in Sten's Gap, Themda Shanklerno, used to be associated with them in some fashion as well. Meaning two possible avenues for investigation there.
So first we can look into the Hall of Weave, because it's here. The other location we can look into is Sten's Gap, the archivist that we met with earlier.
I remember him. Yeah, if we make our way back there, then absolutely. For now, let's focus on what we can do in Crystal Harbor.
Yeah, and we can tackle two creatures with one stone.
Is that another one of your sayings, Annette? Or Annette, wait.
Wait, where is Annette? I swear he was here a minute ago.
There's just a note left on the ground.
I owe you one. What does that mean? It does look like Annette's writing, and there's a little bit of granola left on the edge of it.
We can't be certain that wasn't just a piece of paper he found and was eating granola off of.
Has nothing to do with us.
All right. Did we have an idea of where we can meet up with these researchers?
You did not.
They might even be associated with the Hall of Weave, so let's head there next.
To the Hall of Weave.
To the Hall of Weave.
Just picture like one of those Batman transitions right here, and
Right, it's about a 15, 20-minute walk, depending on how fast you're going from Brilliant Baubles to the Hall of Weave, and you find yourselves outside. Say, normal sort of afternoon in Crystal Harbor, people going about their business, people occasionally coming and going. If you enter into the hall, I assume?
Yes, instead of standing outside of it creepily.
Yeah. You open up the door, and the familiar Aarakocra Sissel, the administrator / receptionist, is sat behind their desk there, acknowledges you, sees you escorted by Wade, who is, of course, a member in good standing of the hall, and makes no move to intercept you other than to provide the...
just as I pass.
Lyris approaches the desk. Hi there. Sorry to bother you. I'm wondering if you have any wizards here by the name of Elora Whitlock or Victor Ashford.
Let's see, Whitlock, Ashford, Whitlock. Let me think here. Nobody comes to mind. Let me look very quickly. I know pretty much everybody who regularly comes and goes through here. Reaches down below the desk, opens up a drawer, and starts going through some files. Let's see. Nobody by the name of Ashford, but we do have, let's see here, some recent correspondence from a former member of the hall named Elara Whitlock. It looks like she lives in Sabo now, quite a ways away from here. Hasn't been in some time. And those of you who know, Sabo is the capital city of the islands off the coast of Yanura, some ways from here.
Well,
I don't think I've ever been there.
I probably have, but not since I was just a young little, little rainbow fish.
A fry.
I think that's in the direction that my mother is heading.
Well, if you'd like to do your own research, if they were standing members of the hall, and any research that they produce should be stored in the library, which of course you're free to peruse.
That sounds perfect. Also, I think we want to meet with somebody I don't know. Who should we share what we know with Riven?
We just call like an emergency meeting, like the top, not just the person that we don't.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Who runs this day to day? Like, is there a group, a council?
Well,
Diabold would be the head, wouldn't he?
yes.
Who was the
But we don't want to talk to just him, especially because he's someone we suspect.
person that was with us scrying on
Riven.
Baroxel? But wasn't there 2 people?
There was also Mulberry.
Mulberry.
The satyr.
Hmm.
You know, her specialist is conjuration.
We do want this to be more general knowledge so that, it can't be used behind our backs.
Would it be possible to talk to the heads, like of each school?
Are you hoping to get a meeting individually or as a group?
No, as a group.
It may take a few days to organize, but it should be possible.
Okay, please
Is
let them know that.
everything all right?
Cav and Lyris are like behind Wade.
No, this has to deal with all of the recent happenings. Big giant tree.
Oh, Broxel's
Stuff of that
place.
nature. Yes. The issue is, well, I'm hoping that once we have this meeting that they will disperse the information. But no, everything is not all right.
Well,
please let them know that it is very important that we talk to them.
Sissel's tone or expression changes to one looking a little bit concerned at this information, quite understandably innocent. All right, well, I'll start arranging that, and I'll send you. I'll be in communication with you, Wade, when we have everything arranged, and I'll make sure to communicate the urgency. Hopefully, won't be more than a couple of days before we can get everybody together. There's a few people who are away on their own research projects at the moment. We'll see if we can get them back.
Well, thank you. I think we will take a stroll to the library now, unless there's any other questions or concerns.
No, I'm satisfied with that.
Sounds good to me.
Well, whatever you work on in the meantime, if it's stay safe out there.
We will.
You as well.
Right, and you head off to the stacks. The library here is quite extensive, although it is not entirely filled. Much of the collection was damaged in the war several hundred years ago, and with the ensuing economic and travel difficulties, never really got fully built back up. But from what you understand from the Ghost of Alden Locke, their research was going on about 50 some odd years ago, and if there are any records, would likely be housed here. If you can have everybody, if you would like, make investigation checks, or we can, team up and do the help action, all that good stuff.
That's going to be a 22 for me.
Ooh.
Nat 20 did.
15, nat 20.
Cam is just looking for things that aren't any sort of research literature.
Shiny tomes and gold
What?
books.
And
Oh,
we'll
that's
start with Cam then. You're perusing the stacks with your companions, and you do notice there are some. You catch the sight of some shine here and there. Notice the edges of the pages of some of these books are gilded. When you take it off and open the book up, it's just words and not shiny on the inside.
Close it back up. Put it away. I do try to appear as though I'm doing something helpful, but I'm not.
Performance or deception,
All right.
if you want.
No one expects it of her at this point.
Yeah.
She's still trying.
That's a 17 for performance.
It makes a pretty good show of it, but I mean, we'll say with that natural 20, Lyris, it's you know what's going on.
Yeah, the book's upside down in her hand.
So we established that you don't read giant. But you find Lyris, with the assistance of Wade, going through some of the records, like the card catalog, and what you find is a very conspicuous nothing. There is a line, there is an area in the card catalog where you can see that someone has altered a record, and there would have been a document here submitted, paper submitted by Victor Ashford on the subject of Stillwater Watch, and the record has been tampered with, and where you go to the shelf where it should be, it's not there.
Just sounding very familiar.
I can't imagine a wizard organization like this concealing information.
Missing information. The
I
wizard
don't know
wouldn't.
where you came up with this, David, but it's a really cool thing to do.
I think I saw it on Dimension 20 or something.
Wade, I think we have an answer about whether or not somebody within the hall is, intentionally concealing what's going on here.
Telling me that the card catalog is telling us something it shouldn't.
Oh,
and I'll tell you how you figure this out, or at least in part. There's the card catalog that sorts all the topics and all the different titles by subject and that sort of thing, and that is completely scrubbed clean. There's also a card catalog index featuring authors, and you do find in there the record, or the record of Victor Ashford submitting this document, many documents, where you can see that someone has very finely cut the middle of this card and sort of mended it back together, taking out a record where this sort of thing should be. But it also has some information about the biography of the authors, and that later in his life, Victor Ashford moved to Southport, which is a smaller town, very aptly named, located near the southern extremity of the Bay of Zemali.
That is a lot closer than Sabo. If we were so inclined, we could head south.
You estimate that at a typical pace over land, it'd be about 6 days to Southport, where if you went the easy way, as like not going through the mountain, going around the mountains and around the swamp on the other side of them, would be about 2 weeks to get to Yandura, where you then need to catch a boat to get to Sabo. And if you went through the bog, it would be more dangerous, but you could probably get there in 10 days, save a few days off. And then you'd still need to get the boat.
So, you said 6 days to Southport?
Yeah. Thereabouts at a regular pace. Over land. Be
So we'll have
maybe
to
a different
wait
story
until-
if you went by water.
We'll have to wait until after our meeting, but we've got an option there. It's something we can look into. I have another thought. Do either of
Okay.
you have the kind of magic that can locate an object?
I'm
Wait.
not really practiced in divination.
Just give me a second. Cam would know this instantly. I don't know this. I don't have it prepared, but I do have it.
Well, I was thinking if I know such spells likely have limited ranges, but if we were to use that on, say, one of these books that we know exist but isn't here, we maybe would be able to figure out who took it.
It does have a limited range. It would have to be within 1,000 or so feet.
Would that be within the range of the hall?
The entire thing?
Yeah, like
So if you cast it like right here, yeah, you could for sure get the whole building. Like that spell lasts a little while, right?
10 minutes.
so we could
Hey.
walk around too.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000-foot radius is, it's
That's
a
a-
little bit shy of half a mile, and Crystal Harbor isn't that big. Like, they wouldn't cover the whole thing by any means, but with a few castings of that strategically placed, followed by a 10-minute walk, you could cover most of the city.
Okay. So
Got
a day
then
or two.
I think it would be a good idea to do that. Sorry. I think it'd be a good idea to do that maybe as soon as you are able to acquire the spell.
Got perhaps a crazy idea. I know maybe you're not too fond of those given the results that we've had so far. We do have that chunk of mist glow prism. I don't know how that would affect the spell you're casting.
We do
but
have to be careful with that.
So Cam already dispelled the link that this particular chunk had.
That's true.
Remember how it did all that weird thick water stuff?
Yes. I
So
still have some of that.
This chunk of mist glow prism should be safe to use. Safer-ish, maybe.
What if I see too much at once or sense too much at once and it drives me mad?
Then we'll just have to calm you down, right?
Okay.
Fine.
I suppose I'm okay with that.
I don't know, that's what I was thinking.
But it might
What
not be
should we-
necessary, is the thing.
Yeah.
If, that like, Crystal Harbor's not that big. It's got a pretty wide radius. If, with a little bit of positioning, we should be able to do so without. Might be better saving it for a true emergency, is all I mean.
Do we think, though, that if somebody is going to the effort of concealing this information, that they might have other magical means of protecting it?
Yes. But if nobody knows it's there, nobody knows to look for it. they might be relying on that.
It's worth a shot. I will need time, though, before we can do that. So what are we going to do while we wait for that?
Well, I guess we tell the other halls.
Yeah.
Let people know.
To
I've got a connection at the Hall of Writs. We should go there next.
the Hall of Writs.
There we go. All right. Heading straight there. It's, you know, just across the street. All four of them are on the same corner here.
Oh, nice.
All right. All done at the Hall of Weave. You head outside and catty corner across the street to the Hall of Writs. Entering into the building, this is much more, it feels less like the main offices of a university and more like a traditional government building. This is the center of like legal power in the city. There's a human sitting behind the desk there who looks up when you come and sit down. Yes, can I help you all?
Yes, I'm looking for Wallace Bernhardt.
May I ask what this is regarding? He's quite busy.
Tell him that Lewis Zemali would like to speak to him, and it is urgent.
All right. Make a persuasion check for me, please.
Yeah, let's try that. See how that works out.
Can you help?
That's a 15. Oh,
15.
Sorry.
I was asking if Cam could help him with that.
No, 15 will get it done. Says, all right, well, wait here, and I'll see if he's available. He gets up from his desk and goes into a door kind of behind it and off to the side.
I'd like to take a quick look at his desk and see if there's anything we recognize as important.
Yeah, there is another guard in here.
Yeah, I'm not like scrounging. I'm just taking a quick glance down.
Gotcha. Make a perception check for me, please.
18.
It looks like he's working on a crossword puzzle.
Oh, shit. I just thought with him being like, the captain's too busy. I'm like, well, maybe they've got an emergency going on we don't know about.
You get the sense that part of his job might be to make sure that everybody who comes in off the street with something urgent doesn't necessarily need the attention of the captain of the guard.
That's totally fair.
Anything else I'd like to do in the meantime?
Are there any? Have we already been here for Writs? Any new work? You can always pick up work.
Yeah. Let's see. Have you been in here recently? I don't think so. You got your last assignment from the Wilds.
Yes.
I don't think we've ever been in here.
Yeah, I don't think we've been here since I joined up. So
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is this building looks like it is very well constructed. At some point in the past, a lot of expense was paid to make this a very very elaborate, very visually impressive building. Very high ceilings, lots of marble walls with like little gold ore veins through it, pillars holding up the roof, high ceilings. The desk, you notice, Cam, very, very, very faintly adopts a golden undertone when you kind of get near to it. Somebody crafted the receptionist desk here out of the trees from the shifting wood.
Ooh.
Well,
but doesn't seem to be shifting that powerfully anymore. I mean, it's probably quite old. There is, but you review the postings board for some new jobs. There's, all your standard laborers needed, construction help, all that fun stuff. There is one of the ones that stands out to you maybe a little bit more is there is some help needed in the town of Harbor Watch, or what remains of it. It seems that there is an initiative that the Hall of Writs is taking on to try and reestablish a more permanent outpost out there, and they have run into some hostile fauna that has taken up there of some description, and are seeking people to help clear it out so that it could be reclaimed. And they are offering a variety of different amounts of compensation depending on the evidence you bring back of creatures slain.
Well, that's something we should definitely look into. In fact, we should hire transportation, take us there, then south, once we're done in town.
Does that mean something to you, or is it just...
Well, before things got terribly misfortunate with the bay, my family protected Harbor Watch as well as Crystal Harbor. And, well, I just sort of feel a certain duty to make sure that such an important post, or at least what used to be, could be reestablished.
So this is part of your quest for honor?
I suppose you could say that. If my father were here, he'd want to help them. So, since he isn't, I should.
Well, we did promise you that we would help you to work towards your goal, so I don't see why we couldn't do that.
Well, I appreciate that. If you felt that it was out of our way or too dangerous, I would understandably go without you.
It seems as though, despite our urgency, there are many parties who have more sway and authority than us who don't seem to see that this is an urgent matter. So it would be difficult for me to say that your goal is less urgent.
Thank you. I'm grateful. I don't know what we're facing, though. There's no information here, and I know that you're not particularly adept at dealing with aquatic creatures. I don't know what sort of threat they might pose to you.
Is that what we're looking at in Harbor Watch?
Based on the description, there's like all manner of different things that you could, like, if there was somebody who wanted to fight some creatures in the water, there'd probably be some opportunity to do that. I think that this particular post, or this particular like help want ad, seems to reference like the land more than anything else. Talk about like reclaiming buildings.
Right. Well, either way, it's it's important to me to make sure that that goes well.
And about at this point, the person you saw at the desk comes out, followed very shortly thereafter by Captain of the Guard Wallace Bernhardt, who is, wearing his typical Captain of the Guard uniform, a very finely polished breastplate. He's, quite a tall and broad gentleman with a little bit kind of a dad bod going on, but very muscular underneath it. Big facial hair, mustache sort of thing going on. This is Mr. Zemali.
Captain?
What can I do for you? My says it's quite urgent.
Yes. I don't quite know where to begin, but my traveling companions and I have encountered some very strange and very dangerous things, many of them related to magics we don't fully understand. All we know is that everything is quite dangerous, and we need as many good people as we know to be involved in making sure it doesn't get worse. Wade, could you explain to him exactly the threat as you see it?
Certainly. You're familiar with the big tree?
Yes, that's taking the place of what was formerly Broxel's Brews.
So I'm going to start there. It just came out of nowhere, right? Just like, what was it, overnight or whatever. So we had asked Broxel to look into this strange substance that we had come across. Because we were unfamiliar with its properties, and he has more experience with that sort of thing. The tree is what resulted out of that, but there's more, right? That substance is dangerous, and coming into contact with it could lead to someone attempting to take over your person.
Sounds very concerning. Do you have more of this substance? Do you know where it is found, where it comes from, where it originates?
I believe it's been around for a bit, many years. Do we still have some of that, Cam? I don't remember if we probably have like a little bit, right?
I'm not sure if Cam has some. I know that Anath did.
Can we assume Anath shared some with us?
I thought you left most of it with Broxel.
I think we probably have, like, I'm gonna pull out like a very, like, maybe like a palm's worth and say, we referred to this as a skelgy because when we first came across it, we saw it on a skeleton and it looked like algae.
We've since been told it's called the Merc.
Yes. And that's dating back, what, hundreds of years?
A term I'm not familiar with.
But there's more, right? It's not just this substance. There are also magical crystals that were made, not natural crystals, that have a similar property. Coming into contact with it, the individual that created these will attempt to take over.
This all is very concerning. This seems, and certainly, the Ritz will help if we can, but this sort of arcane or whatnot investigation would seem to be more the domain of, takes note of your robes there, Wade, would seem to be more of your hall's domain.
That is correct. However, we believe it is important to let everyone know. If you see something along these lines, and, Wade will give a brief description of the Misclo prism, or if you come across a crystal that looks as such, stay away and inform, like, as soon as the Hall of Weave comes up with a, process of dealing with this, then, because stay away, right? Let the people know this stuff is dangerous.
If you see something, say something.
I've known Captain Bernhard for a while. Do I believe I could trust him with the additional intrigue about like the Hall of Weave?
Yeah, he is a very in your experience, he's been very straightforward dealer and has made some comments in the past that lead you to maybe think he is occasionally distrustful of mages, or at least regards with healthy suspicion.
Well, then, adding on to that, Nereus just kind of lowers his voice and says, additionally, we have reason to believe at least one member of the Hall of Weave may be intentionally concealing information about this.
Do you have any idea who may be behind that effort?
We have suspicions, but no evidence.
Right. Well,
we don't want to start naming people without concrete evidence. It wouldn't be fair to that person.
That would be a very serious accusation. If you can gather some evidence to that regard, that I can act on.
We are working on that.
Very good. I will let the rest of the guard know at our next briefing to keep a wary eye out for this and to not touch it.
Please make note of any locations that you come across these substances so that we can collect that information, and when we have a means of dealing with it, then we can approach that.
Very good.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
Oh. I wish. I don't think there is. Though I'll let you know that we will take a look at Harbor Watch on our way south once we've finished up in the city.
Oh, magnificent.
Do you have any more information pertaining to that? Like, was there any more detailed accounts of the particular fauna, or...
Let me see here. Let me open my notes. One moment. Where are we? Just bear with me here. Well, there's been some reports of some of my men who have come back. We've established a small outpost near the old docks on Harbor Watch, and as we're trying to reclaim some of the structures out there, we've run into some. It doesn't sound as threatening as my men have made it out to be, but some oversized crustaceans of some variety have been giving them some trouble.
Like
as
a crab?
Yes, but from what I understand, very large. And
big crabs.
Big, very large crabs. And there's also been some reports of some, I feel a bit strange saying the sentence, intelligent rodents that have been exhibiting tactics. According to my men, I have not been out there myself.
Are the rodents also large, or are they just intelligent?
Just numerous. Seem to be able to coordinate with each other.
So very large crabs and large amounts of rodents.
Those are the two most common reports. There's also, some other occasional wildlife that's moved in. that's less problematic. Those are the most immediate issues.
That is
One of my men even had a report of I wouldn't just tell anybody this. And I'm sure I believe it myself. I've never heard of such a thing. Some of the rats seem to have glowing eyes, according to some of my men.
At this point, the things that we've come across, I'm not surprised.
That's like low on the strange things we've come across. I wouldn't bat an eye at such a thing.
glowing or not. Well, not to worry. We'll look into it, and I'm certain we'll be able to resolve it, but something about that doesn't sit well with me.
No, it's at first I thought it was, sometimes the men tell stories, embellish things that they've encountered, but I've heard multiple different people report this back now.
Hey,
how long has it been since there's been a guard post on Harbor Watch?
Oh, any permanent presence, easily 100 years. Occasionally some fishermen would base out there, going in the deeper water of the bay, would make stops at Harbor Watch just for short durations. It hasn't been routinely populated in a very long time.
I wonder if there's some of those that substance or crystals out there.
That's what I'm thinking as well. It would also be an ideal place for experimentation without being observed.
It sounds like we have plenty to keep us busy before our meeting.
Well, we'll have to deal with the meeting before that.
It's about half a day by boat, maybe a full day if the wind isn't favorable to Harbor Watch.
I suppose we could get out there then.
We'll have to be quick about it so that we're not late to the meeting. It would be pretty embarrassing to call this emergency meeting and then not show up to it.
Yeah, well, we'll need to hire someone who can remain on the island with us and take us back urgently if need be.
So should we check in then with the Hall of Works just before we leave?
Yes, let's do that.
Well, do bring back, of course, evidence of any creatures that you clear out. Bring them to the guard post on Harbor Watch, and we'll make sure you get the proper documentation and can get paid. And we appreciate the efforts, and if you do find any of those crystals out there, let me know as well.
Will do.
Oh, I forgot I had one. This is a chunk of one. Like
it takes a little bit of a step back when you hold it out. Is it? Do I need to be worried about that?
Cam was able to dispel the magic linking it to the.
Huh. It looks like he relaxes a little bit. Like, he leans in, takes a closer look. Says, well, that's very helpful. I can give a better description to the rest of the guards now.
Just be warned that if anyone else attempts to do that, do you think it's okay I tell him what happened when I did it? We might as well warn you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may as well tell him.
There was some sort of strange magical reaction when we did this. We made sure to do it when we were like more than 60 feet away or so. But all of the water in the area, because this was in like an area full of water, all that water in the area became thicker than normal. And it acted like it was thick water and all goopy, and we don't know what it would do to something other than water. So if anyone else attempts to try that, they might want to make sure that they're competent in doing such things, and that they do not do it anywhere nearby.
Good to know. I think I will instruct all of the guards to just leave it alone and note where it is and report back.
Okay. To the Hall of Works, then?
All right. As you step outside, can everybody roll a d6 for me?
Okay. That's a 3.
That's a 1.
5.
All right. Nice. Wade, you get, you hear a voice in your head. It sounds distressed. It's speaking very quickly. Here, it is the familiar voice of your group's patron, Alvitende. Wade, Stormbreaker Bastion is under attack. Are you free to come up here right? So I'll pause. Right now.
Stormbreaker Bastion's under attack. Should we go there? Help out?
And as Wade is saying that, you get the same message, Lyris, second, and then Cam, third.
Cam is like a little bit like, call me last. Like, how dare.
Right. Away we go.
Yes, let's go.
And you all respond. As you each respond to the message in the affirmative, one by one.
Beat me up.
The pins on your
It's
lapel.
morphin' time.
Yeah, right. The pins that she gave you, you can feel emanate a little bit of energy before. And you appear, if I can direct your attention over to D&D Beyond, please. We're going to be in the... There should be Fog of War on this, but there's not. Let's put that...
There isn't. I see everything.
All back on.
There we go.
Damn it.
I set that up earlier. Where did it go? We're going to give that feedback. I also put your tokens on the board. Where are you guys? What happened here?
I think we're somewhere near the two-headed creature.
Yeah, you are near the
didn't see
two-headed
anything.
creature.
Oh, well,
I'm sorry.
I mean,
No, you're
I can't
good.
help but be a dick.
No, you're good.
that's where we at.
I had taken time to set this up with the Fog of War and all that, but I guess it was like, never mind.
Is
So-
it like that whiskey glitch in Fantasy Grounds?
No, there's no whiskey here. I had to refresh this, and I guess maybe it forgot or something. So we'll be leaving that feedback in the beta. All right. You saw nothing of a two-headed creature.
Should I still be able to see nothing?
Yes, we're going to be, if I could direct you to the very
Okay.
top right corner of the map.
I see it.
I was just looking for the part that you were slowly erasing.
You're so tiny on this map.
So, go ahead. We're at 7 o'clock. It's a little bit early for a break, but since we're about to get into combat, I think maybe we'll take a quick break. And as I rebuild this map, and we will
Again.
rebuild it again for the third time, we will come back here in a few minutes with whatever's going on here. Welcome back. All right, so all of you feel yourself pulled through space into a room in what appears to be Stormbreaker Bastion that you've never been in before. Outside, you can hear a storm howling. It's very cold, not cold enough to cause cold damage.
Wouldn't
And
be a problem
unusual.
for me anyway.
I know. And
Without that.
unusual for a snowstorm. You can hear thunder crashing outside, and on the other side of the door in this room, you can hear the sounds of pitched combat. There is a small hole in the wall in the northwest corner of this room where it looks like a little bit of this wall has collapsed. For what reason, you cannot say. What do you do?
Well, let's make our way towards the noise, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Then let's
Take
have
it away.
everybody roll for initiative.
All right.
I see
Do
you.
that thing.
7. I rolled 7. Total of 7.
15.
18.
I'll let you guys go ahead.
Right.
It does make sense for us to go in first.
Sorry, what was the direction of this commotion?
To the west, but you
Okay.
do not go first. Something on the other side of the wall does. And you hear the gale outside seems to... It doesn't get quieter, but is quiet in comparison to the gust of wind and resulting crash that happens as these two doors in front of you get completely blown off their hinges, and a large creature of some description gets pushed through the other side. And let's take some of this fog that I just put up away now as this door comes down.
Oh, our little Nothic boy's in there.
Oh, he is.
Ooh, there's another one in there. There's 3 in there. What the fuck?
Uh-oh.
You should not have been nice to the Nothic, I think.
What could have possibly gone wrong?
What indeed? As this creature that bursts through this room looks like it kind of has the same general structure as a Nothic, but it is much taller and seems to have 2 of these heads, one of them kind of central, another one a little bit off to the side here, each with their own large central eye, as this thing blows through the door. Right in front of you, you can also see Lyris. You might not be able to see it from where you're from, but Wade and Cam, you can see a number of dead Nothics in this room. Another one of these 2-headed giant creatures deceased on the other side of Alvitende, who herself is standing in the middle of this melee, looking not bad, but definitely having been injured. Lyris, it is now your turn.
This one that came blasting through the door is still alive, still conscious?
It is, although it does look like it has taken some damage from whatever it was that just happened.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to mark it with my hunt.
You went a little garbly.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to garble. Now that it is marked, I know if it has any immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and I know what they are.
It is resistant to psychic damage. It is immune to charm, fear, stun, and unconscious, and it also has resistance against magic.
All right. Sorry, did you say it's immune to unconscious?
Yeah. The unconscious condition it is immune to.
I see.
He doesn't like the house.
I don't even know how that works mechanically, but okay.
Like
I'm going
sleep, things like that.
Right, but like if you reduce it to 0 hit points, then what?
It dies.
It just dies. Right. There is no unconscious state. Okay. Then I am going to let them know that it has resistance to magic as I charge forward. He just kind of, he draws his swords. He's like, careful, this thing's resistant to magic, and goes running at it. Yeah, I'm going to attack, though.
All right.
That is going to be a 19 to hit.
That'll do it.
Nice. It's been a while. What do I have here? I've got Hunter's Mark active. I've got my short swords. I've got another thing that adds damage somewhere. I think it has to be hurt, though, already. Oh, it is hurt. It is hurt, right? So I get to add my D8
yes,
to that
is
as well.
injured. It just got blasted through a door.
Then that's going to be plus 5, 15 piercing damage for my first one. And my other sword is going to be 21 to hit, and this one's only going to be 12 piercing. Just runs up, digs his two swords into him.
Yeah, this thing, which didn't even know you were there, just like shrieks out this horrible sound in response to suddenly being stabbed twice in the back after it's just been shot through a door by some unseen force. Is there anything else you would like to do?
No, I've used up all my action economy on that. Wait, no, I have extra attack.
Yeah, you do.
That's a nat 1, though.
That does not hit.
So then as he pulls them out, he swings again, swinging wide as he calls out, "Don't worry, mistress, we're here."
And, you know, as the two stabs that you've given it in the back cause it to sort of lurch forward, taking your target on its back just ever so slightly out of range of your third strike. And give Alvitende, it is her turn now. She looks over to you and it's like, good. Let's take care of these. Some more of them ran downstairs. I'm going to need your help with those. And she just waves her hand through the air, and a sword made of lightning materializes in it, and she takes 2 slashes at one of the ones next to her, that one sort of to the northeast. That is going to be a bunch to hit, and that might not hit. No, that hits. Okay. All right, so that one just gets absolutely brutalized by this crackling lightning sword that she's conjured in her hand with 2 very strong strikes against it. And bonus action. No, that's good. And that's going to be her turn. Cam, you are up.
Resistant to magic, huh? Then we're gonna whack it. Cam is.
But we're gonna operationalize that as advantage on saving throws, not half damage.
Is each like square
10 feet on this map.
Okay, cool. Cam's gonna move in beside Lyris, and while pulling out her her what is it? The warhammer? Is that what it's called? I think so.
That's a weapon.
While pulling out her warhammer and coming down with it, she also brings up her spiritual weapon behind the creature. And we're gonna see if she hits. That is a 21 for her warhammer. And an 18 for her spiritual weapon.
They both hit.
Nice. Nice. Warhammer is a D8. That is going to be 8 damage on the warhammer. And spiritual weapon the same. 7 on spiritual weapon.
And 7. Very nice. All right. This thing is looking hurt. Real bad.
Good.
Yeah, be hurt, dick.
All right. Anything else? I guess you've got maybe a little bit of movement left.
She's going to stay right there.
Great. That's good because it is now this thing's turn as it has been accosted now from behind. It is going to actually wait a minute. At the end of your turn, Alvitende is going to take a legendary action to
She's got legendary actions?
She's got legendary. She's a storm giant. She's going to take a legendary action to make another attack with her lightning bolt sword.
Nice. She's so
badass. That is going to hit, and this one that she's been harrying, she just cuts it in half down the middle with a crackling bolt of electricity.
Well placed.
All right. So now it is going to turn around and it is going to make 2 attacks. Let's see. Evens for Cam, odds for Lyris. You both hit it. It doesn't know who did what because it wasn't looking. That's going to be odds. So that's going for you, Lyris. That is going to be the first one as it reaches out with one of its massive fists and tries to punch you. That is going to... I don't think that's going to hit. That's going to be a 16.
Not going to do it. Lyris just leaps to the side.
And the second one... with one of its sort of now oversized, toothy, Nothic mouths, it's going to try and bite at you with its secondary head. And I believe that one does hit with, that's a 22.
Yeah, that's going to do it.
All right, Lyris, that is going to be 12 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled.
Yeah, that's a fair bit. That's not gonna lie. He gets his arm right up in there, and he's like, "Ah, oh, you filthy beast!" He pushes his arm out, and it stinks too.
All right, so it's going to stay there. Now the Nothics are going to go. So 1, 2, those are. My numbering went away as well. Very nice. All right. DM is buffering, so Nothic 3 is going to... It's too far away from you. It can't see you. It is going to make an attack against Alvitende from there, who is going to fail her saving throw, amazingly. Wow. As you see whatever it subjects...
resistances.
She did. Yeah, so it subjects her to a very similar effect to the one that you believe it blasted you with earlier, as this like sickly energy emits from its large central eye. Moving on to this one. You see another one run out of the line of sight, or run into your line of sight and do a similar thing. She staves against that one. All right, now this guy... there we go. One of these other creatures comes into line of sight as well. A third one of these two-headed creatures comes and makes several attacks against her. What's her armor class? Yeah, that first one's going to hit, and then it goes for the bite. Second one does not hit. So the first one, big. Oh, that's not the right thing. Here we go. Come on. Roll dice for me. Ooh, that is a pretty big hit on Alvitende. That looks rough. She goes, it takes the brunt of this creature's giant fist slamming into the side of her head.
Wait, do something.
All right. That's somebody who you can't see's turn, and something you can't see happens.
That's illegal.
But what you do notice is there is you can feel like a little bit of a rumbling in the ground as and it's weird, you're kind of you notice that is painting shadow. We want to erase it. Let's not default to that. To erase the shadow, reveal your secrets. Actually, there is now on the other side, the very far side of this room, there is a ring aura of like purple glowing light going on over here. As let's see, I think Cam's probably the only one that can see it at this point. Maybe Wade can get some of this. The wall on the far side of the room almost seems to behave like a liquid and bend and distort and kind of bubble out and stretch and deform. And it's Wade's turn. Wade, you're up.
Can I see like, I don't know, like right there?
Yeah, you could get a line on that.
Okay, so
I think you need to move to like just on the other side of Cam to get a clear line on that without hitting the two-headed Nothic.
Cam and Lyris, do you have this thing in front of you? Do you got that?
Yeah, we
got this.
Okay, I'm gonna do. And let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, fireball.
Boom! All right, that's... So it gets... Are you hit?
So
are you
probably...
able to...
Yeah, probably N3, N4, and then the one right next to Alvitende.
All right, so that one gets advantage. Yeah, it makes the save, and then the Nothics both fail.
So that's 25. Fire.
25. Good hit. Actually, that... explain to me how this demolishes the two-headed Nothic that is right up there in melee with Alvitende.
So you see like this way just sort of slowly walking around the two-headed creature, like right in front of him. He just peeks around and just like moves his hand like that, and a fireball just like peeks around the corner. And then just, like it blasts the two small Nothics, but then like the two-headed creature just like sears its face.
Yeah, it burns partially one of the heads away, and the other one is just left charred with the skin pulled back around its large central eyeball. All right. Anything else on your turn, Wade?
No, that should be it.
All right. Right now, that Nothic that's closest to you, which was uninjured, turns. Let's see. Yeah, it's able to tell who the wizard is. And it is going to... Yeah, it's within range too. Can you please make a Constitution saving throw for me, Wade?
No.
Okay.
I don't like those. 17, total of 18?
Oh, you know what? That'll save. Yeah, it emits this necrotic energy from its central eye at you, and and it envelops you, and you are able to resist its effect. Number 2 is close to Alvitende, so it's going to do that to her. Actually, yeah. And yes, good. She makes her save. And again, something that you don't see gets a turn and does something that you don't know about. And we're back to the top of the round with Lyris.
Yes. All right. You want to do it the hard way then? I would like to cast Bark Skin and become a beautiful rainbow fish as a bonus action.
Very nice.
And then I'm going to start stabbing, if that's acceptable to everyone.
That should be fine.
All right. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Ooh, shit. Okay. This one goes in the dumpster. That's going to be 11 piercing damage.
Alrighty.
And switching out my dice, I get to attack with my offhand as a free action because of the weird rules. Ooh, that is 16 to hit.
16 hits. Just barely.
Yes. Okay, and that's going to be 19 more piercing damage.
Alrighty.
And then extra attack, 13 to hit.
13 misses, unfortunately.
That third attack every time.
Yeah.
So he cuts in and then cuts in deep, and he goes in for the big slash and just completely misses and just lands back on his feet. It's like, all right, your turn.
This thing is looking very badly wounded. And we are up with Alvitende, who turns to you, Wade, who has just dispatched the largest immediate threat in her vicinity with a well-placed fireball, and nods to you in gratitude and whips around. And if she doesn't kill this Nothic behind her, I'm really surprised. Yeah, that hits. That is... I might be able to tank this one. Yeah, that one was already wounded, and she just slices it in half at the waist with her sword made of lightning bolts, and then runs up to this one here. That'll be her turn. And Cam, you are up.
Okay, I was really thinking that Lyris would finish that one off, but
Same.
She is going to do the same move.
Right.
She told Wade that she could handle this one in front of them, and that's a 2, so that doesn't hit.
That does not hit.
Does a 15 hit?
A 15 just hits.
All right.
And I'm going to tell you, it has a hit point, so please tell me how your spiritual weapon dispatches this creature.
Yeah, she goes in seeing that Lyris just missed, but she doesn't quite telegraph the movements of the creature properly, and you just hear the clang of her warhammer like hit the ground hard, and she just like and she like almost jerk reaction pulls her spiritual weapon towards her, and yeah, it just like goes right in the back of his head, and just like this glittery Poof.
All right. And then, yeah, at the end of your turn, Alvitende is going to use her legendary action to make an attack against this remaining Nothic, which does hit.
I am gonna move up
Okay,
into
cool.
the room. Yeah. I'll go there.
And come on. Alrighty. Yeah, that is enough. That's enough. One more strike, and this one is no more as well. And the immediate threat in this room seems to be abated. We are going to temporarily drop out of initiative as, well, maybe permanently. We don't know. Alvitende speaks to you. Thank you for being willing to come here so quickly on such short notice. She looks now. It looks like that last strike sort of badly wounded her. All kinds of these creatures just save it. I will be okay. There are more creatures that are different than these that these seem to be running interference for. There is a well in the basement of this bastion, which was built here by the original constructors, the Fomorians, many centuries ago, that has some great potential for arcane power. And I think these guys were just running interference for the ones that ran downstairs to do whatever, and she kind of points back to do whatever it is that they're doing down there. And I can't fit down there anymore. Some of the structure collapsed in the years, and it's too tight for me to pass through. I hadn't prioritized renovating it, but I think you can fit through the gap.
Not to worry, we'll take care of it.
Right.
So it's that to the south there that we have to go down?
It is to the south there, and if you do want to re-enter initiative at the top of the stairs, we can, or we can kind of play it fast and loose here. Is there anything you want to do up here before you go down? There's that ball of weird purpley glowing stuff and the melting, gurgling wall.
Do you know what that is? Do we need
I
to do
have
something about
no
that?
idea. Yeah, we need to do something about that, and I think what we need to do, I think what you need to do about it, unfortunately, is downstairs.
All right, we'll see to it.
She's just gonna gently touch Wade on the shoulder. You seem like you needed to quicken your pace a little bit, and she's going to use her vigilant blessing and give him advantage on his next initiative roll.
I will cast Mage Armor.
Good idea.
Okay, yeah. If y'all need any time to prepare any things you want to cast, any effects you want to have up, now is the time.
I've got my bark skin up and I've got my hunter's mark ready, so
Lyris got hurt a bit in the fight.
Yeah, a little bit.
Then she's going to a little bit also place a hand on him and use her healing hands, which is it's just 6 HP, but
thank you. I feel 6 better.
It just it's like a gold sort of energy that just causes the rainbow scales to kind of glimmer a little bit as it transfers to you.
Well, thank you. I'll be sure to take the front line, so I appreciate the healing.
Oh, I'll be right up there with you.
Well, I appreciate that as well.
Let's go, shall we?
Let's do this.
Yeah, and the doors you see there at the top, the doors indicated by near the stairs are currently closed, and Alvitende sort of gestures her hand towards it, and a blast of wind issues forth and just they swing open, not carrying a two-headed Nothic. They do not shatter.
She built them like that.
This is my giant patron. She controls the weather. All right, so yeah, feel free to go down on the map and place yourselves wherever.
I've only just met the map, David.
Word choice is important with this group.
You said the wrong word.
Innuendo.
That really
Right.
is what we're like.
Innuendo and right out the other. All right, so let's get downstairs. And
That was good.
All right, here we go. I'm going down.
So feel free to go down and place yourselves wherever you would like to be, and then get those other initiative rolls.
I mean, wait, what is there? Oh, there's another map. I didn't see that one. I was zoomed in too much.
I specifically instructed you to go down.
Yeah, but I was busy thinking up puns.
Okay. Yeah.
Very important work.
Yep.
All right, let's get those initiatives.
I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have like advantage or something because I rolled crappily. That does not look like I do. Okay.
19.
It's gonna be 8 for me, dog.
All right, and what did you roll?
I got 8 too. We're in the
Hey,
race.
one better than last time.
I rolled a 6 and a 5.
Yay!
Makes you feel any better. I rolled a 3
All right.
at this 8. So.
All right, and just to be clear, y'all can be anywhere down here that you want to be. That is in the revealed area when we're kicking this off.
Oh, okay. Then
Where's
I
the
guess-
sound? Is there sound coming from anywhere?
Yeah, as you come down here, you're met with like sort of the musty smell that you would expect of the basement of a long abandoned castle, wet earth, a little bit of minerally, but there's also it's like a smell that kind of smells a little bit sweet and pleasant, but at the same time a little bit disgusting. I think like maybe like a rotten orange or something in that neighborhood. And there's some sounds, and you can see this purple glow is stronger down here. This field emanating from you see these two sort of rectangular. Where's the? Here we go. I'll just draw it on the map. Sort of crossing this kind of boundary here is that purple emanation that you saw upstairs, but a little bit brighter. And you can see on the other side of it as well, some of the walls are sort of like...
Can I make an Arcana check?
You can. Is there anything in particular that you're trying to discern?
What the heck is this purple ring?
All right, make that roll for me.
That's a 16.
16. All right. Oop, dropping my bookmark. You notice that there is some debris and just general dust floating in the air and occasional pieces of debris falling down from the ceiling. And you see that these pieces seem to be at random changing their speed. So something like a little stone dislodges from the ceiling and starts falling and then slows down and speeds back up to the speed it was going, and it hits the ground and bounces and kind of hangs hangs there for a second and then keeps going. There appears to be some sort of time-based weirdness going on here.
It's strange time stuff. Chronomancy.
The most powerful of all magics.
All right. Well,
But yeah.
Nothing we can do but head in there, right? Like, there's no. Fuck, I hate magic. And Lyra's just like runs into that space.
All right. Roll a d4 for me, Lyris.
Ooh, okay. All right. Okay. Hold up. Oh, I've got my metal one out. Okay. A metal d4. Here we go. That's a 4.
On 4, your speed is halved until the end of the turn.
Well, I will run then an additional 5 feet or so because I think that's all I really got left.
You could use your action to dash.
That's true. I don't see any threats from here.
That is a point. Let me erase some more of this fog.
And is this some of that goo stuff in front of me? Like the wall?
Yeah, it's like the wall is
wall be tripping. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and it looks like it's going on further down this corridor as far as you can see as well.
All right, I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15. And yeah, running towards the door, see if I can push it open and see what's in there in, I don't know,
actually,
a couple of years or so.
Hold it, flip it, reverse it. You're not first anymore. Cam's first now.
That's true.
But that's fine. This is nothing really of consequence other than you slow.
I think I'm just following along. Yeah, Cam isn't really the sort of investigatey sort of type, so she's just kind of being a shield right now, trying to make sure she's going ahead of Wade and staying near Lyris.
Hit me a d4, will you?
4.
Your speed is also halved until the start of your next turn. And then Wade.
I guess I'll run into
D4 me. This is going to be funny.
3.
Your speed is doubled until the end of your next turn, or until the start of your next turn.
Feels like I had some coffee.
You may do with that what you wish.
I'm going to run here, and then I'm going to run to here.
Great.
So fast.
All right. Yeah, some you can hear yeah, I think you can hear some sort of language that you don't understand being spoken on the other side of the door. Wade, it does have something in common with sort of the chanting that you would expect of a verbal component of a ritual. But what they're saying, what they're chanting specifically, you do not know. But back to the top, D4 me, Cam. We'll see what happens. It's evens, your speed's halved, odds it's doubled. So just roll a D4 at the top of your turn. Let me know what you get. Any die, really. 2? All right. Still halved.
I see what you're getting at. I never have my coin here when I need it. When it would be applicable.
Yeah, roll a D2. Yeah, so but you can otherwise act normally.
Okay. Where are we trying to head? Through the doors?
That's where I was headed.
Yeah. How many
Canting.
is that? 5, 10, 15.
I think
So
you
that
could
would
get to the
take full
doors with
movement.
15. You could get
Yeah.
to the doors with 15, and you could
Could
be
I
able to.
open?
Yeah. If you try to open the doors, yeah, you are able to do so.
Let's open those doors.
It remembered the changes I made to these creatures. That's fun. Eraser. Standing about 10 feet from you, looking a little bit, or reacting now. It's kind of hard to read any intent from these two creatures.
What the frick?
Are
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
You see two vaguely humanoid creatures, but where you would expect eye sockets, there's just sort of hollow indentations covered over with skin, and 3 black dots and like 3 black orbs, almost like just the pupil is the entire eye in a vertical line right down the center of its face. The unnaturally long arms going down to, probably about where your calves would be, or where their calves would be if they had legs. But where you would expect to see legs, there's a series of 4 large tentacles that they seem to be kind of flopping around on to walk with.
What mushrooms did you eat before you made this encounter?
Whatever one. This is a source book, man. Like these are wizards made these monsters.
They did not have resistance to acid when they were making this.
That's why you needed resistance to acid. Wade's over here like, the walls look normal, guys. Could you chill the fuck out?
We're all high as hell right now.
Yeah.
You guys are killing me today. Oh, man.
All right.
Well, that's something.
That is.
What the fuck are those?
Yeah.
All right. That was just your movement.
That was just my movement. What the hell, though? I think spiritual weapon is gone now, and I'm going to recast it at level 3.
Ooh.
I'm just assuming that we're attacking. So
Yeah, these seem to be the creatures that were chanting.
okay.
Do with
they're
that
doing
what you
something
will.
fucked up in here. Let's kill them.
All right, so movement. We all freak out a little bit. A little bit larger spiritual weapon comes up behind the first one, the closer one, and yeah, I don't have enough to use my warhammer, so that's about what I'm gonna do. Does a 15 hit?
15 will just hit.
Nice. And at a higher level, it is an extra d8. Cool. I rolled the 1 on the damage, and then a 3. So that's only 7 radiant damage. So this spectral golden thing, if anyone has ever watched Cardcaptor Sakura, you know what I'm talking about. Her wand, but gold, comes up behind this creature and smashes into the back of it, but not with enough impact. She
Does
looks
it turn
a
into
little...
a card?
Not with enough impact, so no, it doesn't.
Okay,
This time.
fair enough.
Yeah. End of turn.
All right. Good, because it is now this thing's turn.
No.
I know, right? The one near to you as well. Yeah, so it is going to whip around, and you can see that it's still continuing this chant or whatever it's doing, and it closes with you.
I also want you to know that you have advantage for your little weird enemy guys.
Do what?
Chat
Now?
granted you advantage.
Chat.
Oh, cool. Thanks. I was like, why?
That was
All
scary.
right. Thanks, Carrie. So it is going to use its. It is going to make 3 attacks against you. As it sort of whips out with the horrible, like, overextended arms that it has. That is going to be a 22, a 14, and a 9. It's just the 22, I believe.
A 22, 14.
Silvery barbs.
All right.
Oh. Okay. Then none of those.
That's the one I had advantage on, too. That's still going to be a 17 to hit. Does that?
I have an
close.
18.
Ooh, good luck. I appreciate the assist, Carrie. Yeah, as it just lashes out at you with these 3 attacks from like these 3 claw raking attacks, and it's not able to.
Yeah, her shield just like quickly like comes up as a barrier between her and these attacks.
You got it. All right.
Grant
Lyris.
advantage to Lyris.
Hey, you got advantage. D4 me, Lyris.
Yay. Thank you. 1.
Your speed is doubled.
Ooh, shit. Yeah, he just like yells out, "Don't worry, Cam, I'm coming," and just suddenly starts moving super fast after going slow.
You didn't expect it.
He shoots past you and then like has to streak to a halt and then turns and runs back up behind the thing.
There's some skid marks in the dust on the floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attack this ugly thing, and that's going to be 25 to hit.
Yep.
He has been damaged already, right?
Yes, he has.
Neat. Then that's going to be. I'm moving my hunter's mark to him.
Okay. Does that reapply the knowledge?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it does.
It is. You gain that it is resistant to psychic damage.
Okay. Well, don't use psychic attacks. He calls out, and that's going to be 18 piercing damage. My first attack.
Damage.
Does a 15 hit?
15 is the number to beat. So yeah, that just hits.
Nice. Then the second attack is going to be lame, unfortunately, with an 8 piercing. And the extra attack is going to miss, so I'm going to use the advantage granted to me by Chiller. And that's going to be a 25 again.
There you go.
13 piercing damage.
13. All right.
Yeah, so he just comes back up behind it. Just stabs away.
Alrighty. Then anything else on your turn? I guess that you might have a little bit of movement left.
Yeah, no, I'm burnt out.
Right. Then Wade, you are up. Give me that D4 if you don't mind.
That's a 3.
Or what?
Your speed is doubled.
Not that I plan on moving very far.
Yeah.
What's the how does this first one look?
It's looking so it looked like maybe it took a little bit of damage before you got here, and it is looking, pretty moderately to heavily wounded.
Okay. I will cast a lightning chromatic orb at it.
All right.
Roll through lightning. Attack. That's a 26 to hit.
That
The
will
damage
hit.
is 16.
All right. As you huck this ball of lightning at it, which too seems to be affected by the weird time dilation thing, before exploding across this creature, who is now definitively looking heavily wounded. All right.
Nice.
And anything else on your turn?
Nah. That's about all I got.
All right. The one on the other... Actually, that's a thought. Okay, yeah, that's fine. The one on the other side of the well gets to go now. And let's see, Lyris, you're the closest one. And you've been beating up its buddy pretty good. So you cannot see this as you have your back to it, but Cam and Wade can see kind of focus on you and this bolt of... that's fair. This bolt of weird purpley distortion shoots out from it, and with a plus, that's going to be like a 23 to hit.
Yeah, 23 is likely to do it.
All right. It's a pretty low roll. Please take 10 points of psychic damage and make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Okay, the wisdom saving throw is a 20.
Okay, you're fine.
And that mostly gets rid of my scales.
I think we'll decide if we're fine. Okay. We have tentacles being lashed at us.
And it... Cool. Is then going to... what is it? This is an interesting position you've put it in. Yeah, it's going to try and... It gets 2 of those, so it's going to try and do it again. Wait, I don't know why I rolled that with advantage. Actually, that's just going to be a 14 to hit, so that misses as this bolt of energy, psychic energy it emits, gets kind of caught up in the time dilation just as it's about to hit you, and you're able to sort of matrix out of the way.
Yeah, and as he does that, he kind of spins around, points at. He's like, "Don't worry, I'm coming for you," and then focuses in back at the one close to him. Ugh. Don't try to talk to them; they're gross.
Actually, it is then. It's going to take a step back and duck behind this corner as some of this wall just bends around in front of it.
So gross.
But Cam, it is your turn.
Damn it. It ruined my turn.
D for me.
1.
Doubled.
Doesn't totally help me right now, but we'll take it. Yeah, okay. I'm going to spiritual weapon and more hammer this one in front of me. A 13 and a 22.
The 13 misses, the 22 hit.
Do you still have inspiration from chat?
Oh, I do, actually. I will use that now. And I got a nat 20, baby! Thank you, Chiller! Yeah! Unfortunately, that wasn't on my spiritual weapon, but still. So 12 damage on my Warhammer as I bring it down right dead center where I'm meant to.
Very nice.
And that is 8. No, I have a plus to that. Well, 12 damage also on my spiritual weapon.
Very nice. And that is going to do it for whatever this thing is. So please describe to me how you take this down.
I think it's like at the exact same time, just like both of my weapons clashing into this thing. And then Cam kind of digs her Warhammer back out, and it's probably looks disgusting when she does so, but she doesn't have time to really think it through, as she's now gonna run 5. I hate doing the math on these squares.
Well, your speed is doubled and the squares are 10 feet, so you can just treat them like 5-foot squares if you want.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah, 5, 15, 20, 25, so I could get to about there.
And you can see this thing now around the corner.
He thinks for a second about trying to talk to this creature, and then remembers the horrible sound it made at Lyris, and she just goes, I'm going to kill you, I think. That's the end of her turn.
All right. Let's see. So what happens as you kill that one? There is interesting. Sort of some of the light emanating from this well in the center of the room seems to become a little bit more erratic and flashing and pulsing. It looks like this tendril of material comes up and starts flailing around for a moment before being pulled back in. Anybody can make an Arcana check if you want to.
Doesn't seem like a thing I would do.
22.
You don't know what this ritual is, but you can tell when somebody's lost control of a ritual. With that 22.
Man, I think whatever we're doing is working. You know, killing these things.
But then, Lyris, you are up. Give me that D4.
For what?
To see how fast you are.
Answer may surprise you. That's a 3.
Sorry?
It's a 3.
Doubled.
Nice. All right, then 5. So there was a tendril coming out of this well. But went back in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to chance it. 5, 10, 15, 20.
You're not going to dive in after it?
Come on. I was going to leap across
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you can get to about where you're at right now.
Well, I'm at 25 by my count.
I think you were right. You were right behind it.
I was over here. 5, 10,
okay.
15, 20, 25. 30. Oh no, that is 30. Okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah. All right. Well, I get to there, and I mean, is this considered within 5 feet?
I think you would have to go around that sort of bulb that Cam is right up next to. I don't think you could quite get within melee, unfortunately. So close.
All right. Well, I don't know that I have anything I can do then.
You could move your hunter's mark.
Good point. I will move my hunter's mark to him, and I'll throw a dagger at him.
There you go. Classic.
Why not? That's only a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Has he been injured yet?
It does not appear so.
Then that's going to be a whopping 9 piercing damage.
But now he has been.
Yeah. Don't worry. There's more coming.
She's just like,
his sword again.
A little scratch.
Right, Wade, that is going to be your turn.
Is it over there?
Yo.
Give me that D4 to see how fast you are.
That's a 1.
Doubled. Rolling a lot of odds. It's good for you.
I'm just gonna yell fireball like 4 as if I was golfing. Fireball! And that is 28. Dex of 15.
Dexterity of 15. It is going to make the save, so it'll take half damage.
Oh, shit.
So 28, so that'll be 14 as there's this just thundering explosion. Anything else?
It always makes me uncomfortable when he does this around us like this.
I think it's kind of pretty.
A little bit of both.
How often can you say that you just stood in the middle of a fireball?
Yeah.
It's
Twice so
dangerous.
far.
It's dangerous and it turns me on.
It's not getting any less unsettling.
Anything else on your turn, Wade?
I guess I can move what I would imagine is outside of the range of the tentacle. Hopefully, maybe.
Hopefully we'll find out. Right, so now this other thing's turn, and it is going to make 2... Yeah, it's going to change its tactics up a little bit now that it sees you've dispatched of its ally. It is going to make 2 attacks with its claws against you, Lyra, since you just threw a dagger at it.
Yeah. Bring it on, Squidward.
That is cocked. I think
that's what the
did I
is
get
for.
cocked by him?
you got to honor the cock.
I can see it on Shanks' face immediately.
Those are both going to be 23s to hit.
What the fuck, man? Can you roll below 23 for me once in a while?
I think, if you'll recall, I rolled a 22 earlier tonight.
With Cam, it's like 15, 16, 15,
Oh, no,
23,
it rolled
No, it's fine.
high, and it's got a good modifier.
It's cool, man. I got 10 HP. I'll be
right.
fine for a while.
So for the first one, that is going to be... Ooh, that's a good roll. That's a really good roll. 25 points of psychic damage. That was... It's rolling d8s, and there were a few 8s. So
Hold on,
it can't roll much higher than that.
That's gonna be... Okay, yeah.
And can you please... Oh, right. No, never mind. I forgot about that last time. But we'll deal with the damage on the second one first. That is a much more manageable 11 points of psychic damage from the second one. And it is then going to take its... And can you please make a... I forgot to make you make this last time, so I apologize, I guess. Can you please make a 2 intelligence saving throws?
Okay. You made me make a wisdom saving throw last time.
That was from the bolty thing. You're supposed there's saving throws from its physical attacks.
Well, I haven't been physically attacked by one yet.
Oh, that was Cam that needed to make that actually. Then
That's a
Never
21.
mind. Oh, right, it didn't hit because of the silvery barbs.
Yep.
I didn't forget anything.
Are you okay, David?
This is a big combat.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that, Shanks?
21. I have to make 2 of them.
You got to make 2, 1 for each attack that hit.
And 15.
Fortunately, that one does not make it.
Yikes, that's so high, too.
You have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws until the end of your next turn. And now it's going to use its psychic attack.
Oh my god.
That's a 14 to hit. How's that for you?
Misses, dude.
Which is nice, because that's the one that makes you make wisdom saves.
Yay! Yeah, he gets smacked around and then somehow dodges his mind.
It releases this bolt of energy from like one of its 3 eyes in the middle of its face.
It's because you're like moving so quickly from before. You can't quite
which is the point.
I gotta make some concentration saves here.
Yes, you do.
Will pass. That will also pass. And I dodged the 3rd one.
All right, and it's going to eat the attack of opportunity and try and run away from you.
Oh, yeah,
Lyros.
okay. Well, that is going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And that is going to be 19 piercing damage.
Ooh. Good solid hit. Oh, not 190.
Sorry?
When I clicked into the HP tracker, I typed in the 19. It kept the 0 there, and it almost did 190 points of damage.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah, and then it is going to go. It also got its speed doubled, so it moves very quickly.
That's disgusting.
Shit.
Somewhere off into
It
this
did use
area.
movement to move up to me first, though, right?
Yep. E fast.
You're saying there's a chance.
E fast. Yeah, and it is now somewhere in this other room where you cannot see. But then we're back to Cam's turn. So
She's gonna call back to wait. It's running away. Do I gotta make another D4?
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, and it hits pretty hard.
3.
doubled.
Yes.
All right. I assume you're moving in
Goodness.
here.
Yeah, I am.
So I know where it is for these purposes. It is hidden.
What is it? It's just like a.
Yeah, just perception or investigation. I'll say this does not take your action with the floor of your passive, which I believe that's a 14, which it exceeded that on its check.
17.
17. That is very fortunate. That is what you needed. It is really close to you, is hiding behind this pillar right here.
5, 10, 15. So Cam quickly comes into this room. These are all just rows of pillars in this room.
Columns holding up the ceiling.
Okay, cool. She notices like a little tentacle kind of sticking out from his hiding spot. She moves up thinking that she's so clever because she spotted it. Kind of pats herself on the back a little bit. Her spiritual weapon's going to continue to move with her and just do a strike on both sides.
And I'll say, for the purposes of this, your spiritual weapon speed is affected the same way that yours is.
Oh, that's fair, yeah, because it's like 30. Right?
Yeah.
26.
Yeah. For sure.
And nope, that's a 10.
Misses.
Okay, so this one. I rolled a 1 and an 8 for my spiritual weapon damage, so 9 plus 4 is 13 radiant.
13, very nice. It is starting to look hurt.
It's over here behind this pillar. Oh, that was grating on my my own ears.
I hear about. How about another?
Sometimes I go too high.
All right. That brings us to Lyris. Are you fast or slow?
Ooh, good question. Here's hoping. That's a 3.
You are fast.
All right. And I'm going to get my temp HP back, which I desperately need. Because I've taken a fuck ton of damage. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, that bark skin is doing some favors.
Well, I mean, yeah, the problem is it only regenerates every round, and I've taken a shit ton in one round. So
Yeah.
it cushioned it by 6, but, you know, what are you going to do? Lyris feeling all fast again, despite his bruised body. He regenerates his scales and just comes charging forward and strikes at this ugly piece of you-know-what. That's a 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
Nice. And that's going to be 23 piercing damage. Because fuck you. Just comes in hard, cuts him deep, and then keeps swinging away. That's higher.
Yeah, that still hits.
Yep. And that's going to be another 14.
Thing is looking rough.
Oh, and then that's a miss. That third hit misses every time.
Yeah. So someone can come and get the kill on you.
Yeah.
It's fine. I didn't want to kill anything anyway.
And you're going to hate how many hit points it has again.
1.
Yep.
Motherfucker. Yeah, he just comes in and he's just like, yeah, I will watch you die.
Which, Wade, you're up. Give me that D4 or D whatever. Odds you're fast, evens you're slow.
It's a 5.
You're fast.
Can I see Cam from here?
Yeah, you can see Cam from there. It's dim light, and it would be dim light in here, but thanks to the purple glow emanating from this well, it is illuminated enough for you to see.
Would I be able to see her engaging in combat with the creature?
Yeah, you would have heard her shout out that she found it.
Okay. Why not? Fireball.
It is more than 120 feet from you, but Fireball has a radius.
50 feet.
Yeah.
Wait, they're just going like this.
Oh, it's 150? Never mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
120 for slow.
That's what I'm thinking of. Even if it makes the save, it still won't survive. So how would you like to incinerate this?
So just like was it wearing any? Probably not wearing clothes.
It did not appear to be wearing anything.
Since it's tentacles, I imagine it would like just sizzle and blister.
Ooh, he's like boiling this thing in front of us.
Kind of like it's almost like pouring salt on a slug. As this thing foams and sizzles and crackles as Wade deals 1 point of damage with a fireball.
I fucking had him.
And like, I'm going to come out of initiative, and there's a rumbling, and some motion, and the flickering of the light. It's kind of like a LED light bulb that's failing, and it goes ping, 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 ping. And before it goes out, you hear a voice speaking in the area and through you and everywhere, speaking 2 different languages at the same time. And it just kind of in that, a little bit of that noises that those other creatures were making, but you can also intuit somehow that it means And I think we're going to call it there for the night.
Well, that's messed up. Whatever that thing was in the well.
Well.
As the purple light fades and the melted, roiling wall solidifies into whatever shape it was holding.
Well, it looks like we solved the problem at least. For now.
That was unsettling.
Tell you what, that kelp sucks.
Yeah. No love for the kelp in here. But yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out, everybody, tonight. Hope that fight was